myself. Take me right back to the start.
Good afternoon, MML. It's Bernie Buffon here, and one thing basically, when I did the pre-caps at the beginning of the season, a few coaches said, wouldn't it be cool if we went back and had a look after about 4 or 5 weeks of the season and see how things are going, how our predictions have been going and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, sounds a good idea, and when it comes to the time, and if I've got a bit of time, I'll do it. Sadly, even though I pleaded and begged, nobody wanted to join me. Or was too busy with real life or whatever. So unfortunately, it's just me. So I really do apologise, but this is the only time I could have done the route to the playoffs, shall we call it. So this is only just my take on it. So please don't get offended if I don't fancy chances. It's usually a good thing if I don't fancy chances, do better. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the pro leagues, and we're going to have a look at how things have gone on, and and who I think will make the playoffs and stuff like that. And is any team, especially from the pros, going to get relegated? Because we talk about the playoffs and stuff like that, but and sadly 2 teams will get relegated from the pros. So my first video is going to be on the DVC/WAC play pool, and there's 8 teams here. I think on memory I said the Uberstreak Flamers and the 8 Yobs would go to the playoffs. I remember talking to people saying, look, I really want to go for the Holy Squirrels. I just thought the 8 Yobs had a slightly better team. That's what I predicted, or I think I predicted. So let's have a look at the leaderboard and see how my predictions are going. Well, first things first. Well done to Dio's Midgets. I can't pronounce your bloody name. I just call you Dio, don't I? Amazing record. 4 wins and just a 1 loss. What an amazing, performance. The Flamers, the Oil Holy Squirrel, the 8 Yobs, all on the same record. So it really shows how close this is. Now, me being old-fashioned, I wrote it all down on my trusty notebook and tells me who's got what and everything. So, for instance, the image is on 12 points. Maximum points they can get is 18 points. Now, their last 2 games are against Underground Souls and the Infinite Darkness. So, Infinite Darkness are really struggling this season. Just a 1 win from 4 losses. So, you really, nothing is certain in Blood Bowl, as we found out this season. But, you're thinking the Midgets, even a point might be enough. A win would definitely be enough for them to make the top 2 for the playoffs. Underground Souls have really impressed me in the Shaker Dog. They've really impressed me this season. But, all that attack against Underground, the Souls Underworld, that I think the fans said that as well. So, Dio, lovable Dio, we all like him. And I think he's got a great chance. I'd love to see him make the playoffs personally. And he's got a great chance. The question is, you look at 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Now, they're all on. Let's have a look here. Is it 10 points each, aren't they? So the maximum they can get is 16 points, obviously. So we have to have a look at who they've got to play. That may, decide who comes second. Now, the Flamers, obviously 3-time champion under Gadley. He's obviously the one most people will pick to make the playoffs, regardless of being first or second. They lost to Golden Discipline. They basically, I'm not going to say threw it away, because obviously nobody deliberately throws a game away, but their team blew it big time, because if they could have beaten Tripp's Norse, they would have been sitting up there very pretty top of the league. But they didn't. They lost, obviously. But, you know what? Looking at what he's got left, he's got Die Orkishin Brecker. I don't know what's gone. I haven't seen them play, but they've lost every game. Their team's bloody good. I don't know what's gone on with the team, but you really would be gobsmacked if the Flamers can't get a win there. That looks like a gimme, if there is ever such a thing in Blood Bowl. And then D8 Yobs. So that will be a lot tougher. So it's basically finishing with Orcs and Dorks. It's the green card of the Orcs what will potentially try and stop him from making the top 2. I think out of all of the teams with a run-in, he has the best. He has the easiest run-in. And that's no disrespectful. I think Yorkshire Brecker haven't won a game. They haven't even drawn with anybody. So 3-time champion can't get it done there would be a huge upset to me. And Yorkshire Brecker, they desperately need points from somewhere, or they're getting relegated. They are bottom of the pile, I do believe. So it's not easy for them, but I'm sure they'll give the best. Order the Holy Squirrel, they've got D8 Yobs next. That is a huge, what we'd call in England, a 6-pointer. It's a massive game, because whoever wins that one, man, they've got a foot in the door of the playoffs, and the other team obviously are out looking in, sort of thing. And then he's got the Golden Discipline, the Trippers' team. Now, Trippers is a very good Norse coach. I really respect the way Trippers plays Norse. And that won't be an easy game either. So he's got really 2 tough games. So if the Holy Squirrels do make the playoffs, they'll have deserved it. And they'll have had to come through 2 very tough games. 500 TV difference between the Bretts and the Orcs as well there. D8 Yobs, their next game is obviously against Odo the Holy Squirrels, and then they've got the Uberstreak Flamers. So there's 2 ways you can look at this. The negative view is, oh my god, if I'm going to make the playoffs, I've got to beat 2 of the best teams in the division. Or if you look at it as a positive, you have your own destiny in your hands. You win, you're in. You lose, you're out. It's as simple as that. That's the way I would look at it. You know? Your destiny's in your hands now, because you get to play the 2 above you. Beat them, you're in. You know, you can even draw one, maybe beat one. I don't know. You're in. So the D8 Yobs have got it all in their own hands. Now, just below them, Underground Souls, they are on. Let's have a look here. They are on 7 points, so they're a bit behind. They can get to a maximum of 13 points, so it is hard. They've got to basically win both their games and hope some crazy results go their way. They've got Dio's Midgets next, but then they've got the Yorkshire Brecker. So if they could maybe get a win against Dio, they might be able to sneak in through the back door. So I wouldn't say they are out of it. Mathematically, the Golden Discipline can still make the playoffs, but some serious stuff would have to happen for them to make it. They've got the Infinite Darkness, definitely could win that game, and they've got Order of the Holy Squirrels. That'd be a tough game, but again, they could win that. Tripp is a very good coach, especially with us, as I said. So, but again, I think Underground Souls and Golden Discipline, they really do need the top 4 to mess up. I presume when obviously the Yobs play the Squirrel and the Flamers, they'll want like maybe a draw in them games to give them a chance. But me personally, I think the top 2 are going to come from the top 4. Whichever 2, I don't know. If I had to predict it now, oh god, it's tough, isn't it? It really is. I would probably have to go with Dio's Midgets. I cannot see him not winning one of his 2 games. I think he's got 2 good matchups there against Elves and Underworld. And the way he's played this season, I can't see him but winning at least one of those. And I think one win will be more than enough to get him through. So I'm going to go with them. And I also think the Flamers will get through because they should get 3 points against Brecker. I know ZJ's going to be telling me off for saying this, but it's a challenge to ZJ to get a win against the 3-time champ. I can't see them losing that game, and I think they do enough to at least get a draw against the 8 Yobs as well, if that's all they need to go into the next week. So I'll go with that. I mean, I'd like to see the 8 Yobs, so I predicted to get in, but I think they've got 2. Well, they've got Holy Squirrel and the Flamers. They've got to win both of them, I think. Might get away with a draw. Other Holy Squirrel's got a slightly bit of easier because if they can get a win against who are they against? Against the 8 Yobs, and they've got a good chance against Golden Discipline, I think. So there you go. Let's just quickly have a look at the teams then. So just so we can keep everyone a mention. The Infinite Darkness, yeah. They've still got the Strength Fire. They've got Strength Fire Witch Elf still. Obviously got Leap, Tackle, and everything like that. That's all good. And Agility 5. Sorry, Agility 6. Did I say Agility 5 Witch? Or did I say Strength 5? Strength 5 Witch. Yeah. They've got an Agility 6 Elf and Agility 5 Elf as well. So he likes things with Leap for interesting purposes. I presume maybe he's going to leap in with Guard with number 8 and then hit with number 1. But number 1, Strength 5, should be getting 2 dice more times than anything, really, to be fair. Or he could just try and, dodge in with the wrestle piece. I don't know. He's got a few options to try and get the ball loose. The team has seen better days, though. It's been busted quite a bit, hasn't it? I mean, how many... Oh, God, I mean, look at all these red crosses. Let's have a look, see what happened to some of these guys. I think they had a few bust-ups when we did the thingy. So he's got a niggle, so that's never good. People will zone on that, especially dead players. But obviously you keep him because he's such a good player. Again, niggle injury on that one as well. And I think, oh my God, look at this Publitter here. Again, I'm sure if he could afford it, he'd sack this guy, but at least he's got Blodge. That might help him. Strength 2 Lineman, or he's just a waste, but he's got Downtangle Guard. So this team has basically gone through the mire. It'll be interesting to see what he does at the end of the season. Will he keep with this team? Will he re-roll? We don't know. There's definitely enough quality here to keep going in the pros. And obviously getting a transfer would be useful. I think now personally, with no chance of winning, no chance of getting into playoffs, I'd be looking at saving money. The only concern I have, pardon me, relegation wise, if we have a look, he's got only 3 points, so he's 4th bottom by my point system here. So it may be enough, but I think he probably needs a point to be safe. Yeah, I would be saving my cash now, getting a good piece, because that's what he needs. 2 games, should be able to get him 50, 60k. Should be able to get a decent piece for about 120, 130k, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they've been through the mire, but as long as they can keep number 1 alive, they'll do alright. Oh, the Holy Squirrels, yeah, love the coach. He's a great coach, especially with Brett, and I just love the way he plays. He's a great coach. He's got 2 players missing for next game, set by Bossa Nova and set Les Dance. That's going to make it hard against the Yobs, but he's still got more. He's still got Cuban Pete. So yeah, he's, you know what I would do, Andy. And if you want to be, if you want to make an old man happy, next game, bring out Griff Oberwald. It makes sense. Bring out Griff. Beautiful guy. Love that guy. But again, decent team. I think the only thing I had against this team when we did the review was I was like tossing a ten between Yobs and this guy, and in the end I just thought the Yobs just had a slightly better team. But with all this agility, I mean, look at that, agility 4, agility 5, agility 4. He's really done well with them. But you know what you're getting with the Squirrels. They're always going to be tough. They're always going to be there or thereabouts. And again, even though they've got 2 players down, I personally would take Griff because he's just sheer class. Probably won't, but that's what I would take. And his wrestle pieces are pretty good there as well. He's even got a kick piece. No dirty player on his peasants. I don't know if he's been killed or whatever, or if he doesn't have one. But it's very rare not to see a peasant team without a dirty player. But again, he's got a really good chance of making the playoffs. Streak Flamers, well, to me it wasn't much of a shock, because I know how good Trippers can do with those. But for a lot of other people, and I think, was this in Goblin Goblins, this one? If it was, I'm sure I would have predicted the Flamers to win. He's Rats missing next game, so that's a slightly blow for him. But the rest of the team is looking good. Ballbreaker's still there with his claw, Mighty Blow piling on. Lloyd is still very, very good, very powerful. Stone Vermin still got Maya Blow. He can do some damage. He's obviously got A-Rip, who's obviously a point-and-click one-turner. Jelly, Agility 5-piece. I presume that's a Niggle he's got. But I'll just have a look. Yeah. Oh, no. Ah, right, okay. It's -1 movement because he did have... Oh, well, there you go. People like Thunder will be extremely happy about that because he does not like one-turners. He's got his Dirty Player in there as well on Alarm Rat. So, you know, he's got all the bases, you know, covered. Obviously, you're going to get, like, bust-up things like, you know, Jesse and that, but it is what it is, isn't it? 1880 TV. It's alright for what he's got, I guess. Obviously, when they put Big Cheese in there, though, they're over 2,000, aren't they? So it just depends if you like, I guess, the Rat Ogre or not. I know that he's... The reason he has a Rat Ogre is he's been there for a long time. And I'm glad he's got him. But at least he will be back for the last game if needed a positive result. So, you know, that's always good as well. Just bear with me. So, right, so that's the Flamers. The 8 Yobs, right. Let's have a look. I really, really like this team. I mean, I have got a soft spot for Orcs. You know, some people think I just play claw teams. What? What isn't the truth? I assure you. I'm just seeing what my dog's doing. Are you going out or are you coming in, Bernie? No, he's starting to stay in. I thought he went to go. My lovable dog. Yes, I do have my dog called Bernie. Strange, I know. He did really well in the challenge. He won the challenge, if I do remember. I think it's even on his team motto. Let's have a look. Yeah, smash the Pigskins, season 16 CL champions. Good coach, and he's a really nice guy as well. I always love it when they're good players and they're real nice guys as well. And he's an orc. He got love orcs. He's got 2 agility 4 pieces. I gave him my agility 4 orc piece for his farm team as well, so he's got some good quality to bring in if need be. He's got some nice blitzers there as well. I just like this team. The guard, look, lovely guard. Oh, I love it. All this beautiful guard. Love it, love it, love it. Troll's alright, but I always say the Troll because I was, as I'm sure I've said to many people before, is my idea of an Orc team is, a successful Orc team is to dominate the middle. You know, with all your strength, all your guard, and everything. If you can dominate the middle, that means they've got to go to the flank. And then obviously it makes it a lot easier to defend usually. And then obviously if you've got your Mighty Blow tackle blitzers, that's great. If you even have a frenzy piece, that can be useful as well, as the Yobs have got. I really like this team. I really, 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 really do. And I respect him as a coach, and he could make the playoffs. But man, that is probably the worst, probably 2 of the worst matchups you could have in your last 2 weeks. But you know, it's in your destiny. That's all you can. That's the best thing about it. It's in your destiny. You know, if you win, you're in, and that would be an amazing achievement for the G8 Yobs. It really, really would. It's a great team. Whatever happens this season, unless something really bad happens the last 2 weeks, well, I hope it doesn't. This team is going to be really healthy and a lot stronger for next season. He's probably going to bring in another quality transfer as well. What just made these even more strength. I kid you not, I can see this team being a future, you know, MML champion team. You know, might not be this season, but the next few seasons, you know, this could get it done. Remember, the Magritte Misfits, it took them so long, but they eventually got a championship team, you know, and won it last season. And that's because they built really, really smartly and brought in smart transfers. And, you know, Southie reminds me of Beers in that way, that it brings in smart quality additions. And I can see this team doing well. This guy, what can I say? You know, Trippers with Norse. Loved seeing him play Norse. Love it. He's a great Norse player. He's done well this season for what he had. This team's starting to build again. I'm sure they'll be back next season. And if he can just, I don't know, he hasn't got the cash, but if he can just get a few more skills. This team's going to be competitive next season. Will he have enough money to get transfer? He'd probably have to roll quite high because I don't think he's going to make the playoffs. He'd need crazy stuff to happen. But it's good to see Trips' Norse not only obviously beating the Flamers last week, or the week just gone, that his team is now coming very, very healthy again. I think he'd be quite happy just to get a few bench, just would be good. But I have a lot of respect for Trip with Norse. And yeah, it's good to see them getting the way they are. Obviously, Bart with his agility 4, blodge, sidestep, diving, tackle is a nice build. Good to see strength 4 on the lineman there as well. It's a decent team, and he does amazing things with them. So well done, Trip, and all the best for next season. Right then, the lovable Dio and his midgets. Wow. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's see what. Let's try and break these down then. So he's got it's a shame he's got an AV bust, but still, my belief with runners or your ball carriers, they aren't really supposed to be getting hit. So armor sometimes isn't the worst thing to lose. Blodge agility 3. Has he had a -1 agility as well? Let's have a look. Oh, it looks like it's a -1 agility as well. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. So he's carrying a lot of blood, isn't he? I would. If I've got a backup, or if somebody's got a really good quality runner, as much as he probably likes Cruid, I'd sack him. I'd say, thanks for your time, mate, but you're carrying way too much bloat for me. Terlac, very good. Oh, he's movement 5. That's a shame. God, they've gone through the walls, haven't they, dear? These runners. But again, you keep him. He's got lovely strength. He's a blodger. He's got tackle. He's got kick-off return, was quite useful since only movement 5. Nice piece. Troll Slayers, both moving 6, so they are very speedy. Both got mighty blow. Nice jump upon that one as well. Probably got parallel on that one maybe next. Who knows? Juggernauts on this one. The agility won't really worry too much on that. I won't be worried about that one. Boo. Movement 4. Strength 4 though, so it's always hard, isn't it? Because Dwarfs rolling strength 3. So you really begrudge getting rid of a strength 4 piece when you do get them. Because that really helps them when they go against like these big nasty teams like Hawks with all the strength and the guard. Because, they're sort of struggling in them sort of scenarios. But again, he's building this team quite well. He's got some guard in there as well. How many guards he got? He's got 6. I'm sure number 14, number 15, if they're level, they'll probably get guard as well. He's done really, really well with this team. It's just a funny... Well, not funny. It's more of a shame, I guess. Because you look at these and think, oh, Cruid, nice piece, but... Man, it feels like bloat. But he's a legend player. Do you get rid of a legend player? And the thing is with the MML, it's all about the stories and the history as well, isn't it? It's hard to get rid of someone who's been so good for you. So loyal. So I don't know. I think it's easy for me to say I'd cut him because it's not my team. Pardon me, and I've had no, relationship with that runner, shall we say, through the good and bad times. It's a nice team. He's done so well. I'm so happy that he's at the top. And whatever happens, even if he doesn't make the playoffs, it's been an amazing season for him. He's got 130k in the bank. So again, it looks like a transfer will be coming in, hopefully. And I know there's been a bit of talk about the transfer market and everything. I love the transfer market. I know a lot of leagues don't do them now, or they've cut them down a bit. But I really, really do love doing them. Just bear with one more. I know it's not very professional, but I just got to speak to someone on Discord on about these. They're recording now. Can join me soon for another, if you guys want to. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean it's a great team. It's just a bit bad. I'd be interested to see, or if Dio wants to give me some inside information, what he's looking at buying in the transfer market, or is he going to shock me and say I ain't buying anybody? We'll see. But this team, I think, will make the playoffs. I hope anyone cares them. Right, here's a guy, Shaker Dog. Love this guy. Don't know why. Every time I think of Shaker Dog, I laugh because I played him once and his dice were amazing. But he's a really nice guy, and he's done really, really well with this Underworld team. Really like what he's done. It's got a couple of claw pieces there as well. I really like Angel with his horns, so his strength 4 on the blitz. He's got claws, he's got tackle, so he can take on anything. Interesting with this blitzer. I haven't seen many Shaky Dogs games, but I tell you what, I'd like him to tell me how well this piece is done. Does he use it as the ball carrier or not? Because he's very, he's good in that he's movement 8, so he can cover the back line. He's got agility and he's got dodge, so he can dodge your way, and he's got 2 heads. Tell me how you use this piece. I'm interested in how this piece has been used this season. Interesting build. Very good piece. But then he's got 2 throwers here, so I'm intrigued what he uses that piece for. I'd imagine it'll be safety, but hey. Oldgate, interesting. So he's got agility, horns, yeah, sprint, and he's got a big hand. Not a bad combination. Ball gets loose and go and pick the ball up. See you later on a 2+. It's not bad. I like Voxel's not a bad little guy. I like this cheeky thing here. Piccadilly. The problem is with Darwin Tackle and Prince of Tail, and it'll look awesome with the Prince of Tail, is it's got no sidestep yet. So it would be more of a pain when it gets sidestep. I personally think, and the way I would do goblins in an Underworld team, I'd use them as my ball sackers. Soon as I get a double on any of these, I'd get wrestle and then give them horns. So then you're going into a cage on a 3+, usually with a built-in reroll, and you get at least 1 die. But I do like him. He's pretty funky. He's Piccadilly. He's still got an outside shot of making the playoffs. He's got plenty of money in the bank, so he can get in a nice piece. But yeah, really well done. He's really been competitive in all his games, to my knowledge. I better just check that now I've said that. Yeah, even the Flamers 3-2 there. So very, very good performance from this guy. And I can't wait to see how he does next season. But yeah, really good. Well done, Shaky Dog. All the best. Now then, what has happened to Zijay and the Brecker? You look at the team. Look at the team. Strength 5 Blackhawk. A Vamp Orc Blitzer with movement. Movement 7 on the other one. Agility 4 on another Blitzer. Armor 10 QE Zun. If you'd have turned around to me and said when we did the show that this team would be 5-0 and 5-0 like not won a game, I wouldn't have believed you. I don't know what's happened with this team. They've even got Block Troll. I don't really know what's happened. But that is a sorry tale. And, people say they're favourites for relegation. I think I wrote down who they've got to play in the last 2 games as well. Oh God, they've got the Flamers next. And then they've got the Underground Souls. They need a win from somewhere. They need a win or they're going down. All I can say is it's a really nice team. And it's going to get built very well. And if you do get relegated, it's not the end of the world because you've got a good base to get back into the pros. It's really nice. The problem, what I always find is when you have all these stats, and I'm not saying you shouldn't take them, is that it does bump up your TV a lot and it does inflate your TV a lot. So a lot of the time you're probably giving away wizards and stuff like that, what can really break and stop drive. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how he does next season. But yeah, it's unfortunate. He could play next season and do exactly the same as he did this season and played 5-1-5. It's funny how some seasons you just have a bad season. The positives for this team though is obviously, it is a really nice team and hopefully it'll only get better and better. So it is what it is. So that is all 8 teams done. My predictions to make the playoffs by looking at the strength schedule left will be the Dios Midgets and the Uberstreak Flamers. I think they will come first and second. obviously, I don't like counting out the Squirrels and the Yobs. They both could. They both have definitely got a chance to punish the top two if they drop points. But I think the Flamers will get it done against the Die Auction Brecker, and I think Dio's Matrix will at least get a win between the Souls and the Darkness. I'll be gobsmacked if they don't win one of them games. They've got a very good chance of winning both games, to be honest. They could end up with a 1-6 lost one. That would not surprise me at all. I think the Yobs have got a horrid last two games, and I think Squirrels is a much better. Yobs and Discipline are both very good as well. So there we go. That's my prediction. Good luck for the last two games. Hopefully, you guys won't lose much in the way of quality players, and may the best coaches and teams make the playoffs. Thanks, guys, for watching. Take care, and see you on the Blood Bowl pitch. Bye bye.